So the hammer went down. The Security and Exchange Commission spoke in front of the Senate. It was an interesting discussion. Towards the end, it was mainly ICOs and that they need to be regulated. And also Floyd Mayweather was mentioned for his part of an ICO advertisement. So here it is, a brief as what went down. I'm going to try to find a link to the whole meeting so you can watch it for yourself. But here it is. Hopefully you enjoy it. So Security and Exchange Chair Jay Clayton begins with testimony with a summary of the cryptosphere today, noting that $4 billion raised by ICOs last year and an overall market cap of $700 billion. Now I guess he didn't update his memo because we can all clearly see that the current market cap is nowhere near $700 billion, but it stands at $335 billion. But I guess it's an oversight, or maybe someone just wrote everything for him to read it. Security J Chair Clayton, you can call it a coin, but if it functions like a security, it is a security. Clayton, a note for professional in these markets, those that engage in semantic gymnastics are squarely with the crosshairs of our enforcement divisions. CFTC Chair Giancarlo takes over, testifying with a story about his children, asking if they should buy a Bitcoin. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would say it's a good thing to do so. I believe every ICO I've seen is a security. Jay Clayton. Senator Cropper, should Congress address revising and refining our financial law so that one agency or a group of agencies has complete industry jurisdictions? Clayton, when asked about new legislation, we may be back with our friends from Treasury and the Fed to ask for additional legislations. Without a doubt, they are definitely looking into those things, and I'm sure they will be coming with some jurisdictions. Clayton, there is a lot of smart people who think there is some value to cryptocurrencies and international exchange. I'm not seeing those benefits manifesting themselves in the marketplace just yet. Clayton sees further regulations and enforcement actions as protecting Main Street investors. Chairman Clayton seems focused on the fact that many have touted cryptocurrencies for payments and that hasn't yet caught on. True, but the internet was at first thought as a bulletin board. Amazon was at first just a bookstore. The technology, including tokens, is more than payments. Clayton, on whether Security Exchange understands crypto, we formed a working group. They've done an exceptional job getting up to speed on this in short amount of time. So as we can see in the previous video, I did discuss this. They are way too new into this thing and they're trying to act as professional. Just as noted early on, they still think the market cap stands at $700 billion. They are way behind it. Giancarlo on risk. In terms of systematic risk, this is still a relatively small market, but as you said, we have to watch it. Senator Rounds raises questions. How do you tax it if you need to? How do you recognize income? Well, they're already doing it, aren't they? Interesting. Giancarlo, what's so challenging about Bitcoin is that it has characteristics of multiple things. Giancarlo gives shout out to crypto Twitter and Bitcoin hodlers during questions and answers. Wow, fantastic. BIS chief slams Bitcoin as Ponzi scheme and threat to central banks. Well, I don't think it's a Ponzi scheme, but it's definitely a threat to the central banks. Clayton, there is a lot of happening in the market beyond the understanding of your average investor. Without a doubt, everyone should do their due diligence. And it's a new cryptocurrency, it's new, it only became a mainstream. So obviously, not everyone understands it. And to be honest with you, not everyone understands the whole cryptocurrency. I mean, there are some that understand Bitcoin, others Ripple, others Ethereum, but not everyone understands every single cryptocurrency out there. Giancarlo, when it comes to enforcement, we are using our full authority. Well, nothing surprising in here. Giancarlo, we are in the communications with other regulators, and I think the message is that a Bitcoin is not off the grid. Senator Donnelly shares concerns that retail investors will remain exposed to possibility of online fraud. Giancarlo, senior seems to be the prey of choice for fraudsters and manipulators. We see and prosecute continuously those who seek to prey. I mean, we're gonna have to be honest with you. When it comes to fraud, it is everywhere. It's not just the cryptocurrency market. The fact that we have some black sheeps among us, that does not mean that all of us are the same. And fraud is existing for years upon years, and it's not going to end, unfortunately. And why are you addressing it so much when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it's out there, including the stock market, including pretty much anything that you can think of? It's, I guess, part of reality, unfortunately, and it's nice to be able to go after it, but I don't think that is the right way, just to bash on cryptocurrency and that there is fraud within it. Giancarlo warning investor, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Donnelly, how can agency assist law enforcement prevent terrorists or rogue nationals from using cryptocurrency? Clayton, we have a dark web working group that tries to monitor the space. Senator Kennedy, how far do you think we ought to go in terms of cryptocurrency law? Clayton, I think we should be careful to not go too far. Thumbs up. They should definitely be careful not to go too far. Let's be honest with each other. I mean, the whole cryptocurrency space, it's just beginning, and it's, it's pretty much in its, it's about to begin to walk, and it hasn't even learned to walk. In the end of the day, it's, in terms of the mainstream, it only exploded last year. Previously, it was known by some individuals out there, but not everyone. So for them to just attack it all of a sudden, I think it will be a bad decision, and they should just, stay and watch what happens and not get too much into it, as he's noted. But to me, the ICO space, our security laws work properly well, but disclosure could be improved. So they're definitely looking to include a little bit more disclosure when it comes to ICOs, or at least the companies that are offering ICOs to be forced to include a little bit of more disclosure when it comes to investors, so they're aware of what they're investing into and the risk of potentially losing your money. To be honest with you, I've never talked about ICOs, I've never invested into ICOs, but I have seen that most ICOs do say that you are investing into pretty much a worthless token with the potentials of becoming something. Clayton says ICOs should be regulated like securities offering. End of story. Giancarlo defends CFTC green light of BTC futures. With Bitcoin futures, we now have visibility into underlying spot markets that we might not otherwise have. Interesting that they are defending Bitcoin futures, but I guess, it is one of them. Bitcoin future, it's part of the, the bankers' money, the whales' money. So obviously, it's okay to exist. Clayton, just look anywhere in our economy where verification and record keeping has cost that can be reduced. That's one potential. I hope people pursue blockchain. It's good to see them that they are also, pretty much giving the thumbs up when it comes to blockchain. Giancarlo on blockchain tech. I'm not pie in the sky dreamer. But the applications range from enormous potential in financial services down to the way charity dollars are spent. Clayton, I don't really know what's driving volatility in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He was asked, what do they think drove the price to go so much up, and now obviously for the price to go down. But as they say, whatever goes up, it comes down. It must be something different than what would drive the dollar, but that's one of the issues before us. Giancarlo regulating Venezuela's petrol. Our jurisdiction would be very limited in that area. If we thought that instrument was being used for fraud, we wouldn't hesitate. Clayton on security exchanges warning about celebrity ICO endorsement. That's where Floyd Mayweather was mentioned. I believe that has tempered down some of that endorsement activity. Well, it is true. At a certain point, we saw a few celebrities being used to pretty much advertise ICOs, but I guess they have realized maybe they should stay away from it. I haven't seen as of lately big famous people, I should say, pretty much advertising securities as of lately, or ICOs. Clayton, different rules government ETF products than would govern a traditional future product. If we get comfortable with those rules, then we can move forward on Bitcoin ETF. Clayton, on whether he's concerned companies may be using blockchain to pump stock prices, the short answer is yes. I think recently a company changed their name to something blockchain, and we saw the value of that company rising quite a lot without them having anything to do with blockchain. So maybe I agree with this. people shouldn't just use the name of blockchain for their benefit if they're not even into the cryptocurrency space to begin with. Giancarlo notes recent complaints filtered against companies trying to defraud investors through ICOs. We believe that our big task is bringing enforcement cases. Giancarlo, an agency oversight of crypto spot markets, this is a gap. Clayton says no one when asked about registrations for the past or future ICOs. So he was asked, has anyone registered? And he said no one. Has anyone applied as of lately? No one. So it looks like ICOs, at least for now, are not registering with them. Warren, on unregistered ICOs use, I understand you to say it is a violation of law. Clayton says yes. So by them not registering, I'm talking about the ICOs, it's apparently a violation of the law. The Senate committee has adjourned its hearing with the CFTC and Security Exchange chair. There we have it, guys. It was, again, as I said, an interesting discussion. Most of the people were reading things from the press, although let's be honest with each other, press tend to pick up things and just go along with it. A lot of the press even spread FUD, and I've seen some articles out there in my days that are written by people that seems like they don't understand cryptocurrency at all, but they gotta write something about it and sound like they are professional, pretty much as what currently went down in the in the Senate discussion. But we're gonna have to wait and see the space. One thing is for sure, ICOs are definitely probably the first thing they're gonna be looking into, and I guess ICO, if they do wanna obviously stand a chance to exist, gonna have to start registering. Another thing that was noted, which very interesting, that some of the ICOs were attacked and pretty much had to go down, while others are still existing, despite the fact that they are talking about securities and things like that. One such a obviously ICOs, let's say, is the the EOS tokens and so on. But as I said, they still don't know what they're doing, in my opinion. And they've gathered obviously a group of individuals to pretty much inform them of what's happening, try to get a sense of what's going on. But the best thing for them to do as of right now is just be cautious and not go too hard on the cryptocurrency market, because as they've said it themselves, we shouldn't really go after too much blockchain. It has a future. There is definitely something in there, potential for the future of everyone. But ICOs need to be regulated. So as I mentioned, they mainly truly went after ICOs than anything else. And as we can see, market is doing okay. It hasn't moved too crazy up or hasn't moved too crazy down. But whatever goes up goes down. That's what exactly happened with the market at the moment, and eventually it's gonna go up again. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna try to find the full obviously discussions video, so I can link it down below for you. Other than that, you can try to obviously look on the internet and find it for yourself if you're interested. And it's quite a long one, but an interesting one, and it's a bit of a laughable one, because we did see some of the Senate people laughing throughout the meeting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the channel, feel free to subscribe and share. Come follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.